guys, and welcome back to my channel. So this is a video that I never ever thought that I would make, but I kind of wanted to just make it to kind of talk about my experience, and obviously to also be like, I'm fine, I'm here, I'm alive. So you would see by the title that yes, I did have a car crash. I had it last Thursday, and it was last Wednesday, and it was so scary, like so ridiculously scary. So what happened was that it was a really rainy day, and I was driving home from work. I was going on a 70 road, but I was only going 50. I was on a dual carriageway, and I drove, and there was a dip, and in this dip was a massive pool of water that I did not see because obviously it was in a dip. My car aquaplaned in the water, and the wheel I lost complete and utter control of the wheel. So it like veered to the middle of the road. And I've never had this happen, so my first instinct was to brake and to turn the wheel the opposite way of which it was like going, which I now know now is not what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to brake, you're just supposed to let it stop naturally. But I did do that, and I was like this, and then I threw the wheel this way, and then it went back on itself and smashed into a verge on the side of the dual carriageway and went up on its side on my side. So the airbags came out from my side, which I'll pop a picture up of, and then crashed. Thankfully I'm okay. Thankfully no one else was involved. It was just me. I've got whiplash, and I'm a little bit shaken up. Actually, that's a bit of an understatement. I am very shaken up. But yeah, it was just super duper scary, because all I remember thinking in that moment was, oh my god, I'm going to die. And that's so scary. Like such a scary thought to have, but that was genuinely my thoughts. I was like, oh my god, I am going to die, like this is it. Thankfully I didn't, no one else was involved. Thankfully I'm okay. Obviously the car's been written off, but that's not a big problem. It's a car at the end of the day. Bit annoying that I'm going travelling in 2 months. I was gonna sell my car, but yeah, and now I'm gonna have to buy a new car for literally like 2 months. But that is so unimportant. The most important thing is that I'm okay. Nobody else was involved. Loads and loads of people stopped to help me. Like there was this lovely lady that stopped, and she actually got me like away from the car because I couldn't really move. Like I was in shock. I managed to get out of the car because I think my instinct took over, and I was like, you need to get out of the car. But then I was stood at my door and I just couldn't move. So she, so nice, got me away from the car. There was someone else that stopped and rang the police for me. There was someone else that came running with a first aid kit in case I was hurt. They all stayed with me before the police came, and then the police came, and they obviously assessed whether there was any damage to the road, any, like if I was hurt, if anyone else was involved, which they weren't, and there was no damage to the road. The whole damage was just to my car. They did a breathalyzer, which obviously came up 0, but that's just standard procedure. And actually, like the police officer that did it tried to lighten the mood and was like, oh, here, you can have like the thing that you blow into as a little souvenir, which, you know what, at the time I was like, oh, thanks. But now I like laugh about it because I'm like, yeah, At least I was 0 on my breathalyzer test. And then, yeah, they took me to somewhere safer because obviously I was on a dual carriageway, and they kind of said, there's nothing that we need from you because no one else was involved, you're dead sober. And yeah, then my mum came pick me up, and it was so scary. Like, I've never done a breathalyzer test, which that was fine because obviously I knew I was going to be 0, like but everyone was so lovely, and I'm so sad that I'll never see them people again to thank them of like how grateful I am to those people that stopped and helped me, because they didn't have to. Like, you know, it was the end of the working day, they probably had a full day at work and wanted to go home, but they didn't. They stopped and helped me, and I'm just so thankful for that. And I'm just so thankful that I'm okay, I'm alive, I'm well. The car is being written off on Monday, and I'm getting a hire car until I buy a new car. But thankfully I am tip top. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to make a little video about that in case I like mention it or anything. Like my video that's going up next weekend is me in London, but before that I'm going to look at a car, so I wanted to make a video so that people weren't confused to like, why are you looking at a car when you're leaving the country in like 2 months. But that's why. But thankfully I'm okay. The car is not. Theo is dead. RIP to my gorgeous Theo. I'm not even going to ask if you enjoyed this video because it's not a cheery video, to be honest, but I'm laughing about it because it's been a few days and you just have to be thankful that you're okay at the end of the day. So yeah, I will see you next week for a much better video. It's come to London with me, so